My name is Sarah. I'm 39 and I am 16 years into my recovery journey, and I am finally comfortable enough to talk about it. So let's talk about it. I just want to start off by saying whether you're someone who's battling addiction, or you're someone who is in recovery like me, or you are maybe a family member or a friend to someone who struggles with addiction, I am here to let you know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I've been there, done that, been through some terrible things, and I'm finally in a space where I am so healed and so far past that part of my life that I can happily talk about it. I actually learned so many things, so many valuable life lessons through my struggles with addiction. It also brought me a lot closer to God. But yeah, now I was on Suboxone for probably 2010, about 2010. So yeah, I spent some time in jail and rehab. I was on probation. I went into rehab and decided that I was gonna get inducted into a process of getting off of pain medication. So let's talk about how dangerous pain medication is. Let's start there. For me, it was a mental health thing, and it kind of started in a snowball. I actually lived a very, very good childhood. I had an amazing childhood. You couldn't ask for a better childhood. Up until the age of about 15, I was like freshman, sophomore in high school. And, I had a lot of anxiety, and when you're 15, 16, you don't know how to handle that. And so a lot of times, I started acting out and I started leaving home, and, I just was looking for something that could distract me from a lot of worry that I had, a lot of fear that I had. My dad, he had fallen 30-something feet off of a building. It completely changed the trajectory of his life, and it completely changed the trajectory of my mom's life. So I am the oldest sibling out of my other two siblings. So there's three of us, and I felt a lot of pressure to provide or step up to the plate. My mother was working a couple different jobs. My dad was in and out of rehabilitation. He was in so much, he was going through a lot. And I felt a lot of pressure as the oldest to kind of, I was making sure that I got off the bus with my brother. I was making sure that my sister, she was 7 years younger than me. She annoyed me so much, and looking back on it now, I do feel that if I could change anything, it would have been to be a better sister. Sorry, Taylor, that I wasn't there for you. I was lost. I was also lost. Just gonna put that out there. I was about 16 at this time, right? I had a surgery. I had some cysts on my ovaries they needed to remove. So my mom actually fought pretty hard for them not to prescribe me pain medicine, but they did, and I loved it. Immediately noticed that a lot of my anxiety was gone when I took this pain medication. A couple years later, I ended up having a kid very early. I was 18, had her at 19. I ended up surrounding myself with bad people who also enjoyed that lifestyle. And I think that, after a while, you end up doing things that you never thought you would do. And, for me, I would have to say, going in and out of jail was a huge wake-up call for me. I had gotten sentenced and I had to do 90 days. I was able to get out early, but as soon as I got out, I was like, okay, this is getting worse. What I'm doing is not working at all. And by the grace of my amazing grandmother, she really stepped in when I needed her the most. I was a single mom probably at the worst possible time in my life, and somehow, girl, I still had to keep going. I had no other choice, I feel like a lot of times when you're a single parent, you're left with, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life. What am I going to do with this little kid, and if I could just rewind time, I have to say, like, one of the best decisions I made was giving partial guardianship to my grandmother. And, God bless her, like, she's amazing. I knew that the people I was around were not people that you should have around kids. I knew I was doing illegal things that children should never be around. So I just felt like it was a smart and safe decision to give guardianship to my grandmother, and thankfully that did work out. And I had her back with me when she was at the end of her first year in pre-K. I, am still hanging around the same bad people, you guys, and I was still messing up, I had gotten on Suboxone at this point, and it was helping me a lot. I will say that. I feel like Suboxone gets such a bad reputation, but some people do abuse it. But for me, it did help a lot. 3 years that I was kind of a failure as a mom. It just added more and more to the disappointment. I started really hating myself. And I think that, a lot of times you just want to numb it, right? You don't want to face the feelings. You don't want to face the music. I guess that's what they say. Okay, I'm back. I had to stop for a second. I feel like sometimes I get emotional talking about this, because I still carry a lot of weight, a lot of guilt about this time in my life, because you guys got to remember, like, I had a kid with me this whole time, and I was like, okay, I got to deal with some of this. I got to start making myself feel better about myself. Because I ended up experiencing an overdose, and that when I almost wasn't here anymore, and I had stopped breathing for such a long time that I needed speech therapy. I had to learn how to write again. I had a lot of oxygen that was missing from my brain. That's the easiest way to say it. Definitely was a terrible experience, but after that had happened, I was like, I need to do something positive. So what did I do? I enrolled in college, and I think I was about 22 or 23, and I did get a bachelor's degree. I did end up graduating. It took me like 5.5, maybe 6 years, for a 4-year degree. And the sad thing is I never even ended up using this degree, you guys. So I have a degree in HR management, but I feel like I just wanted to accomplish something, and that set my life off in a positive direction. Right after I graduated college, I ended up deciding that this was the point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to be with this person anymore. I got to figure a way out. So now I had gotten my college degree. I had my own car. And now I needed to start making a plan to get the fuck away from the dude that I was with. So anyways, I didn't really have anyone that I could turn to. Anyone that I could be like, hey, I'm with this toxic piece of shit. I gotta get out of here. I started planning. I'm like, okay, if I could come up with like $1,000, then I could get my own place. There was one friend. I had one friend, and her name is Jody. And I'll remember this for the rest of my life. She got me out when I had nowhere to go. I had no money, and all I had was just me, my daughter, and a blow-up air mattress. I knew that the situation that I was in, I couldn't be in it any longer. I think a lot of times, you guys, you know, people get comfortable and they're like, you know what, I can do this long term. No, you can't. Go. Get out of there. And you know, the crazy thing about this too is, like, with my ex, even his business partner was like, you're better than this. You got to get out of here. Thing. Illegal this, illegal that. Like, guys, I had never been in jail until I was with my ex. That speaks volumes. Anyways, ended up moving in with my friend, and I started working on, like, decreasing the medication I was on, which was the Suboxone. And at this point, I had had so much therapy and so much time discovering what led to the addiction, that I felt very confident in starting the process to get off the medication. Okay, I'm gonna talk really fast and try to reel this in so that I don't have to keep stopping. But yeah, I think I will make a part 2 to this video because there's just so much to say. But there are 2 major factors that you need to really consider if you are trying to fight your own battle with addiction. And number 1, like, the most important thing is who you surround yourself with. And the other one is your mental health. So that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'll work on part 2 video. But yes, as of right now, I have so many good things to say, and I'll be happy to tell you guys the rest. But make sure you subscribe and make sure to like this video. Leave me a comment if you've ever struggled with addiction. I would love to know. Until next time, guys, bye.